On August 20th, 1966, a young boy flying a kite on Vintém Hill in Brazil stumbled upon a scene that defies logic to this day. In the tall grass lay the bodies of two men. They were dressed in expensive suits. They wore waterproof raincoats. Next to them, an empty water bottle and two towels. But it was what covered their faces that turned this from a crime scene into a nightmare. Both men were wearing crude, handmade lead masks, designed to protect the eyes from intense radiation. No blood, no struggle, just two men waiting for something that killed them. Welcome to the lead masks case. To understand the end, we must look at the beginning. The victims were Manuel Pereira da Cruz and Miguel Jose Biana. They weren't spies, and they weren't scientists. They were electronic technicians from a small town called Campos. 3 days before they were found, on August 17th, they told their families they were traveling to the city to buy a car and electronic parts. They carried a large sum of money, roughly 3 million cruzeiros. They arrived in Niterói, but they didn't buy a car. Instead, they bought waterproof raincoats, even though the weather report said it was a clear day. Why prepare for a storm that wasn't there? A waitress at a local bar later testified that Miguel looked nervous. He kept checking his watch, as if counting down the seconds. He told her, "We have to hurry." They bought a bottle of mineral water and kept the receipt. That receipt would be the only thing linking them to reality. Because after leaving that bar, they walked up the Vintém Hill and vanished from the known world. When police searched the bodies, the money was gone, but in a small notebook found in a pocket, they discovered a set of instructions. It wasn't a suicide note. It was a checklist for a procedure. The note read, 16:30, be at the agreed place. 18:30, swallow capsules. After the effect, protect metals. Wait for signal mask. Let's analyze this. Swallow capsules. Toxicology reports were inconclusive because the organs were too decomposed. But what were these capsules? Cyanide? Or something else? Protect metals. Why? And wait for signal mask. Investigators were baffled. Were they waiting for a radio signal? A smuggler? Or a signal from the sky? Manuel and Miguel weren't just technicians. They were obsessed with a fringe movement known as scientific spiritualism. They believed that by combining electronics with occult rituals, they could communicate with extraterrestrials. 2 months prior to their death, they conducted an experiment on Arafona Beach. Witnesses reported seeing a massive explosion and a blinding flash of light. Local fishermen said a luminous object came down from the sky that night. Police found evidence that Manuel and Miguel had built a device to contact Mars. This context changes everything. The lead masks weren't for fashion. They were functional. Lead blocks. Radiation. If they believed they were about to meet a being of pure energy, or a spacecraft emitting radioactive light, the masks were their only protection. Did they go to Vintém Hill to open a portal? Let's go back to the night they died, August 17th. A night watchman and several wealthy residents living near the hill reported seeing something strange. They didn't see a murder. They saw a UFO-shaped object hovering over Vintém Hill. Right around the time, the men were scheduled to swallow the capsules. It was described as luminous, orange, and silent. Did the signal actually arrive? So, what killed the men in the lead masks. Theory 1. Murder. Some believe they were lured there by other members of their cult, tricked into taking poison under the guise of a spiritual journey, and then robbed of their money. Theory 2. Accidental death. They took psychedelic drugs or a concoction to induce a trance state, hoping to telepathically connect with aliens. In the freezing rain on top of the hill, paralyzed by the drugs, their hearts simply stopped. Theory 3. The unknown. They followed the instructions. They took the capsules. They put on the masks, and they found exactly what they were looking for. To this day, the case remains Brazil's greatest unsolved mystery. The money was never found. The capsules remain identified, and the signal they were waiting for was never recorded by human instruments. Two men, lying in their Sunday best, eyes shielded with lead, staring eternally into the void. Were they victims of a terrestrial con artist, or were they pioneers who knocked on a door that should have remained shut? This is the Enigma VIII, unlocking the unknown.